So, greetings. My name is Greg Thompson. I'm with Accelerate ActionCOACH Business Coaching, and we are talking today with Melanie of Bing Bang. And with a name like that, Melanie, we've got to start with you explaining what Bing Bang is and what you do and who you work with.
Well, Greg, I thought you had my last name, but that's also a story for a different day. But Bing Bang, that's exactly what we want to do, right? We are a marketing advertising company out here in Waukee, and we create a lot of video. That is kind of our bread and butter, but we do have the whole gamut of marketing services that we can provide to companies. But Bing Bang, it is the owner's last name. His name is Bingham, Brandon Bingham, but with a name like that, you have to get people's attentions, and that's what we do. We want to be there. Standing out is the only option, as one of our taglines, and that's who we are, and that's what we want to do for our clients as well.
Excellent. So, how long has Bing Bang been around?
Bing Bang has been around for about 8 years.
Okay.
Brandon, the owner of the company, he was a photojournalist at one point in his previous life, and very intelligent, creative strategy man. And he's accumulated this team, and he'll tell the story. He's like, "Hey, I should start doing this. I should open my own company." And now we are 12 strong right now and continue to grow.
Fantastic. Who would be your target market? Who is your ideal client?
It's a great question. Our target market is likely the mid-sized companies, one that maybe has a little bit of a marketing budget. They want to know what they have an idea, they have a vision, but they're just not sure how to execute that vision. Maybe they need to bring in some video that we can, bring it the high technology or drones. We have huge drones and with equipment that we can do a lot of cool stuff with. We've also supported large corporate entities as well with different types of projects. So it's really a wide variety that we can create solutions for. We have all industries right now: ag, insurance, financial, healthcare, education. So all of the above. Let's have a conversation to see how we can support you.
Okay, perfect, excellent. So last year was a crazy year with the COVID situation going on, and you guys have a little bit of history, 6-7 years before that. So tell us how COVID impacted Bing Bang, changes that you had to implement, maybe things that those changes are going to stay in effect. Bring us up to speed on Bing Bang and COVID.
Well, like many industries, right? We came to many companies at one point. It was, hey, we got to go home for a while. And that's always going to be a shock to your system, but everybody kind of rode that wave. But really, ultimately, we try to refocus on, hey, what is going to be sustainable for us going through this? And essentially a lot of that is video. I mean, the world was already creating video and already attracted to video and already engaging through the video platform or in the medium of video. But really what we, amplified on is, hey, let's do something like in this extent, a podcast, things like that. And then this is how cool a video that is going to sustainable for the long term. We can do so much with video now. I mean, we can have whole graduations and whole conferences virtually. And that's just going to stay. It's not going to go away. And to be able to support that and just be able to support companies in that endeavor is really how we got through it. And we'll continue to ride that wave. So we turn it into a learning opportunity, right? And how we can further advance our skill set.
Sure. Did you have any clients that backed off of their marketing or backed down in their marketing? And I guess if so, then are they starting to ramp back up again? What's your forecast for 21?
Absolutely. So as a lot of industries, right, you're going to take a little bit of a lull. I mean, the marketing budget isn't necessarily going to be forefront in the middle of a pandemic. You're going to work on getting your PPE money to that extent. So, but it is, I mean, the world is shifting back a little bit right now. We're opening back up. The vaccines are available and people are feeling more comfortable. So Q3 and 4 of this year, and starting in June, this shift is happening that yes, now we're going to be back into the world. It's kind of like I never had this analogy before, but now I'm just thinking it in my head. Like a butterfly expanding from a cocoon to see the light again. And we are ready to get back out. We're ready to get back out in person. We're ready to get back out and market our businesses and show our businesses. And let's re-engage. And it's so amazing that people want to reconnect. It's like a new, renewed sense of life. So we're definitely forecasting in a trending upward. So for me personally, I just love talking to people, right? So that's another role I'm at. Let's just hang out, let's have a conversation, and let's tell your story. And that's essentially what Bing Bang does, is we tell stories, and we're excited to do that in 2021 and 2022 and continuing.
Well, that's a good story. Words of wisdom for people out there. There's a saying that smart people learn from their own mistakes, wise people learn from other people's mistakes. So any words of wisdom that you would have that Bing Bang has learned, maybe you personally or the organization has learned in your 8 years of being in existence, that you could pass along, words of wisdom to other business owners?
Man, you were just putting me on the spot this morning here, Greg. Good for you. I should turn that back around on you. No, I'm completely kidding. I think this is not some sort of crazy unknown entity that people don't know, but the wisdom that stems from my experience and Big Bang's experience is it's people driven. And if you highlight the person and you truly care about the individual and not just the corporation, and when we are interviewing somebody on camera, that person is the center of the world in that time, and care about that individual person, and not just translate to the next person. I mean, it's a life motto, right? And so it's not something that's profound, but it's definitely something that we take to heart and what's resonated with us.
Seems to always circle back to that, doesn't it? It always comes back to that, I think. So.
It does. If you were looking for some mic drop wisdom this morning, Greg, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to give it to you, but
No, you're good. You're good. So tell everybody how they can find Bing Bang. Where all can they see you guys at and find you guys?
Well, we're on LinkedIn, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook. We've got our website. You can drive over to Grand Prairie Parkway. We have a beautiful new building out here. We'd love to show up our space. We've got a podcast area. We'd love to have people in the community on our podcast. Our podcast is named Jealous. And the first time I heard of the idea, I was like, that's interesting. That's an interesting, name for a podcast. But then if you get to the core of it, it's like, hey, we are highlighting these people in the Des Moines community. Let's celebrate and let's embrace our community around us. And let's be a little bit jealous. It's all right. Like, let's bring these great people, hear their stories, hear what they're doing. And let's turn jealousy from a negative light into a positive light, and then celebrate who we have around us in the Des Moines community. So we'd love to have people out here to see that and see that space. That's how you can find us. Yeah.
Okay. Last question, then I'll let you go. So tell us something that inspires you or inspires Bing Bang.
That is another great question. I think anyone who speaks about something with passion in their eyes is inspiring to me. No matter what that topic is, if there is a light in their eyes, you stop and you listen. So it could be something to the extent of, I just put in this light bulb in my house and I'm very excited about it. Or I just, I'm in a nursery and this person is talking about this dwarf lilac bush. And I only know this because I bought one last week. And they're just so pumped about this lilac bush. I'm going to stop and be like, well, that is the best lilac bush in the world. So that's what's inspired me. I also am a volleyball coach, and I've been the volleyball coach for 14 years. And so the youth of today also inspire me. If we stop and take a step back and really listen to what our youth are doing, and what they're going through and how they're persevering in a different world, especially through a pandemic, that has been something that's inspiring to me as well. So.
Well, great thoughts. Great thoughts. So we've been talking with Melanie Solich of Bing Bang. Melanie, thank you for your time, and hopefully people will reach out to you.
Appreciate it, Greg. Thank you for your time as well. Have a great rest of your day.